This is an accessible video in Science 10 intended for learners with visual impairment. Presented and transcribed by Andre Roan H. Soriano of Philippine National School for the Blind, Department of Education, Pasay City. The contents used in this video is aligned to the video released by DepEd Pasay for this week. You may contact DepEd Pasay at 8831-6660, 8881-7498, 831-7933, or deped.pasay@deped.gov.ph. Hi! This week's topic is Science 10, Earth and Space, Quarter 1, Week 3. General objective. Describe the distribution of active volcanoes, earthquake epicenter, and major mountain belts. Specific objectives. Study and understand the connection among locations of volcanoes, earthquake epicenters, and mountain ranges. Relate the distribution of active volcanoes, earthquake epicenters, and major mountain belts to plate tectonic. Demonstrate understanding of the locations of volcanoes, earthquake, and mountain ranges to plan for the community on how to lessen the effects of disaster-related events. Are you ready? Question. How are active volcanoes, earthquake epicenters, and mountain belts distributed? Shown are pictures of an erupting volcano, the location of an epicenter, and mountain ranges. They are actually distributed all around the world. The distribution of the active volcanoes, earthquake epicenters, and major mountain belts are distributed mainly around the tectonic plate boundaries like the Pacific Ring of Fire. What is the Pacific Ring of Fire? The Pacific Ring of Fire is an area where large numbers of earthquake and volcanic eruptions occur in the basin of the Pacific Ocean. If you can recall your tactile globe or map, let's check where the Pacific Ring of Fire is located. The Pacific Ocean is the largest and deepest ocean. It is surrounded by Australia and Asia on the west side, and the North and South America on the east. Volcanic and earthquake activities, the red triangles, often occur along the edges or the boundaries of these continents. This is an image of the Pacific Ring of Fire that shows the immense heat energy released during volcanic activities. The distribution of volcanoes looks like an inverted U shape starting from the Australian plate, going up to the Eurasian plate, going right to the North American plate, and down to the South American plate. Again, what is the Pacific Ring of Fire? The Pacific Ring of Fire is an area around the Pacific Ocean where many earthquakes and volcanoes are formed. It is also referred as the Circum-Pacific Belt. The Pacific Ring of Fire is made up of many tectonic plates that are constantly sliding past, colliding into, or moving above and below each other. This movement results in formation of trenches, volcanic eruption, and earthquake epicenters. Here are the top 10 countries of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Chile, Mexico, USA, Antarctica, Russia, Japan, Philippines, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia. Is it dangerous to live in this area? Yes, 75% of the world's volcanoes and about 90% of the world's largest earthquakes occur along the Pacific Ring of Fire. All but 3 of the world's 25 largest volcanic eruptions for 11,700 years were from the volcanoes found in this area. What is the relationship of active volcanoes, earthquake epicenter, and mountain belts to plate tectonics? Active volcanoes, earthquake epicenters, and major mountain belt are results and created from the movement of tectonic plates. Let's have a glimpse on tectonic plates. It is a theory that explains that the Earth is made up of many individual plates that move and interact. Volcanoes and earthquakes both result from the movement of tectonic plates. How do plates move? Plates either collide, move away, or slide past each other. The 7 major plates of the Earth: African, Australian, Antarctic, Eurasian, North American, South American, Indian, and Pacific. The minor plates are Arabian, Caribbean, Nazca, and Philippine. Why do you think these plates move? These plates move because of thermal convection. Do you remember how convection happens? When liquid is heated, there is now a basis for the liquid to move away from the source of heat, carrying an immense amount of energy. It happens in the Earth's mantle. An arrow is shown pointing to the mantle. The heated mantle material is rising from deep inside the mantle while cooler mantle sinks, creating a convection current. This action is responsible why the plates of the Earth's crust move. Remember that they float on top of the asthenosphere. What are the different plate movements? Convergent plate boundaries happen when plates collide. They form mountains, volcanoes, trenches, or volcanic islands. Divergent plate boundaries happen when plates move apart. They form mid-ocean ridges, sea mountains, ocean basins, and reef valleys. Lastly, transform plate boundaries happen when plates slide past each other. This movement causes earthquake. Can we lessen the effects of these hazards? Yes, we can create a schematic plan. A schematic plan is an organized plan to determine the most effective placement of our things, belongings, and selves during disasters. In our houses, we can determine a list of numbers to contact during an emergency. Even with visual impairment, we can survive disasters by being fully prepared. You must always be oriented to any place that you go to. Always know the exit doors and remember the constant drill practices that we do. If during volcanic eruption, protect yourself during ashfall. Stay inside if possible with windows and door closed. Wear a long sleeve shirt and long pants. Wear eye protection. How about an earthquake? Duck, cover, and hold. Stay away from mirrors, windows, and glass doors. Evacuate once the shaking stops. Follow instructions of your rescuer. That's your lesson for today. If the lesson is clear to you, you may proceed to answer the activities in your module. Good luck!